Hello, everybody, and welcome to FnB TV. We are here in Sonoita in southeastern Arizona in the town of Elgin at the Dos Cabezas winery. We're going to be having some wonderful wines from Todd Bostock, also from Ken Callaghan. Charlene Batman, my partner in crime, and Mr. Chris Bianco is going to be cooking for nearly 50 guests this evening. And we're going to be here tonight to talk about the bounty of the local terroir and why we love Arizona. So let's get this party on the way. So I'm sitting here with Peyton Curry, and if you don't know Peyton, we actually met in Napa Valley quite some time ago, and he came out here with us, and he was the executive chef at Restaurant DJ Steve. After that, he went to go work for Cafe Boa for a bit, and now he's doing his own thing at the Welcome Diner in downtown Phoenix, while he looks for his own joint, where he's gonna be fussing all over us and cooking for us. And he's always been a huge proponent of sourcing locally, of course, whenever possible. So Peyton, why?
It's important for all of us to answer the question of, these carrots are so damn good, why are they so damn good? And for us to be able to grab something off a farm in Arizona and get it to the table, I think is great. You know, everyone always thinks Arizona is some desolate land, which is true in some spaces. But in a lot of things, I mean, we're at a winery in southern Arizona. I mean, how rad is that? I mean, we know where everything came from from you in Colombia or New York maybe to to me from Minnesota.
As per usual, Mr. Chris Bianco is far more eloquent and speaks from the heart and naturally. Thank you so much for your kind words, by the way. We've known each other for a little while, and I've actually been in Arizona since 1987 when, in terms of the selection of restaurants,
that's when we met, actually.
Correct, it was like maybe less than 5 even. We have seen the transgression, if you will, or the evolution of Arizona for the past 20 years. And I think that we're sitting in a place that we're seeing that the tide is rising for all, and there's really a movement to source locally and to have a sense of community, if you will. What would you like, Chris, to see happen here in Arizona in the next 5 years?
Wow, that's a great question. I think what I'm hoping for is that we continue to go back to our roots. We are an agricultural community. We're an agricultural state. And we shouldn't really pine for things outside of our beautiful, 4 microclimates, within 3 hours, whether it's now at 4,800 feet in beautiful Sonoita or, back in Maricopa County, that there's something going and growing, just within a few hours drive from us and farmers that are hoping that we use it in our kitchen.
He really doesn't need introduction, but if you haven't been, Pane Bianco is now extending its hours.
24 hours,
right?
All now, yeah.
24 hours. But now, and you now open up the pizzeria
It launched,
for a little extended hours, right?
It launched. We're open from 11 till 10, and it's taken a lot of. It was very stressful for me to be, lines and people waiting to get in. I mean. People going, is it worth it? I'm like, what's worth 2 hours, 3 hours at the end of the day? Nothing, probably, maybe. So, we tried to accommodate, as many people as we can, but we had to wait till we could get it to the level, hopefully of service and where the food is. And finally, it's there, and I'm really, really happy. It's been a really nice transition for people to come for a late lunch, early dinner, and yeah, I like to wait too, but sometimes we're just hungry.
I know.
Come on, we're hungry.
Yeah, Chris, thank you so much. And I say this from the heart. You are one of the reasons that I'm proud to say that I live in Arizona.
Oh, man,
he has been very generous of spirit. He speaks our language, and I vote for you. You got my vote.
I'll take it, man.
Thank you for your time, Chris.
I'll take
Appreciate
it. I'll take the corner office. All right.
Appreciate it. So you guys, I'm sitting here with Ken Callaghan, who on a daily basis I give compliments to at the restaurant, and he doesn't like that at all. But he's one of the first that started growing grapes here in Arizona and making wine, as far as back as 1991. So Kent, if you had to tell someone about growing grapes in Arizona and why that's something that's distinctive, if you will, what can you tell me about that?
Well, that's why they should try them. They are distinctive. When they're made well and grown well, there really aren't too many regions in the world where you get those types of flavors. And to some extent, that is both a good thing and a bad thing, because they come from outside the normal spectrum of wines. And people, it takes some time to understand where they're coming from. But they tend to be very food friendly and loaded with flavor.
Ken, thank you very much. The wine's tasting beautifully. I appreciate your time, sir. All right, you guys. So I'm here with my partner in crime, Charlene Batman. I always say that I'm very lucky to work by her side because I think she's a hell of a cook, and I'm very lucky to serve her food. Anyways, like I told you before, she's gonna be cooking tonight with Chris Bianco. So what are we eating?
What are we eating? Well, right now everybody's over there having some cheese and spiced local pecans. We made a little rabbit pate. His brother went ahead and just made a bunch of bread for us, really beautiful bread. Started about 7 o'clock this morning, and now it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I have to mention the fava beans, because fava beans are really in season. And what we're doing is just doing them raw and just opening up right out of the shell and just having that. And it goes really well with the cheese and the bread and mustard and all that good stuff.
All right, Mama. I know that I ask you this question all the time, but what do you? Why is it that you love working with local sources, with people that of course grow their produce and the product here locally?
Well, I thought about it for a second, and I think it's because you can look them in the eye, and you can tell that it's somebody whether you're going to trust or not trust, and somebody you can have a relationship with. I think that's what's really important, and that you're having a relationship with them, whether it's the people and with us, it's so important because it's the people that are people we buy vegetables from, or the pork that we're doing tonight that's on the menu, the wine that we're drinking today. We're sitting down with people who actually make the wine, and serving the food that we have relationships with the people that grew the pork and the fava beans and made the bread and all of that. I think that's probably what's most
everybody.
important.
Yes,
We know everybody.
So I'm sitting here with Todd Bostock, and we're drinking a little bit of El Campo, the 2009. But before we get to Todd telling us a little bit about what's in the wine, a question I get often at the restaurant is, why do people grow wine in Arizona? So, what can you tell me about that?
When I found out that you could grow wine grapes here and you could make wine here, I tried it. And I tried wines from Kent Callaghan and Dos Cabezas, and I was excited that they tasted of the quality of wines that I've had in other places. So what's exciting to me, why I make wine in Arizona, is because I like the idea of expressing the flavor of this unique spot in the world that I think is not like any other place.
Most wine geeks, sommeliers, and people from other states, they come and they taste Arizona wine, and normally the word is distinction. And again, when you have balance and quality in mind, these wines are phenomenal. So this is the 09 El Campo, right?
This comes from the 15-acre vineyard my wife and I farm.
That's like, what, 5 minutes away from
Yeah,
here,
it's
give or
just
take?
10 minutes down the road.
What grape varietals do you have in the vineyard right now?
We have mostly Tempranillo with Mourvedre, Petit Verdot. We just eliminated last week's Syrah and Grenache, and we've added 3 acres of Graciano. We have a little bit of Viognier, a little bit of Rouzon, some Aglianico, some Petit Syrah.
The wine is fantastic, Todd.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's delicious. And thank you for hosting us. Todd,
Oh,
I really
it's very
appreciate
exciting
it.
everybody here. Thank you. Here, cheers.
Yeah, cheers, sir.